Now that we've taken a look at Ruth Gaba's helpful hints on getting started on the research process, I want to address with you real quickly what the difference is between subject searching and keyword searching. In the video example that you just watched, what was being done was keyword searching. What she was doing was entering the words in and allowing that database to search anywhere that it had access to a record of an item. When you subject search, however, there's a specific part of that index of an item that it is allowed to search. So it can't search the whole record. It's being told by the database, by the limits you put on it, to search only in the subject line. And the subject line is identifying what the overarching theme is of a particular paper that you may be looking at. So where is it that the catalog or the database searches? In this first example that I'm showing you here, this is an example of how a book is displayed in our library catalog. As you can see here, there are such things listed as the author, the title, publication information that also includes the year that the book was published, as well as the contents of that book, and down here is an area that says subject. In this case, you can see that this book was labeled with the subjects Shakespeare William, 1564 to 1616, -characters, -villains, and also villains in literature. You'll sometimes find multiple subjects with a book or an article, sometimes you'll find only one. But as you can see here, those are very specific subjects or topics that have been assigned to that record to help identify what this piece is about. And when your search is looking for books in the catalog, if you're searching by keyword, it can only search in this set of words right here, and that's why you may find it difficult sometimes to find items in the catalog if you're not using specific enough language for the catalog's tastes and programming. But if you're searching by subject, you go from this limited text to this limited text where you're searching just in this line right here. As you go along, although you won't know what your subjects are at first necessarily, you may want to write these down so that it can help you as you go to do your searching. As you start to find those articles and those books that are representative of the kind of information you're looking for in your research, it's helpful to note those subjects so that you can use those time and again in other locations to help you narrow in on what it is you're trying to find. Now, very much like this, article records look like this when you find them in the database. Again, you've got the title of the article, the authors, the publication it was in, so in this case here is the title of the journal, the date it was published, as well as the volume and issue, and the page numbers. And then down here is an abstract, and right here were the subjects. In this case it was labeled with American Christian Poetry and landscapes - symbolic aspects. I want to point out quickly that the abstract is a really great way for you as a researcher to be able to read a brief summary of what this particular piece is about. It's definitely not a substitute for reading the entire piece, but what it will help you do is as you start to get a lot of different resources being suggested to you by the database because of your search, you can read through those abstracts and decide whether or not the full piece is something that you want to spend time reading, downloading, saving, etc. Now, just like we talked about before, if all it has access to is the record, this is the only place that your search can look. But in article databases, when the full text is available, it can also search through the entire article when you're doing a keyword search. So you can see that by keyword searching, in databases you can look in a lot more places, and sometimes that's why it seems easier to find articles in the databases than it does in the book catalog. Again though, if you do a subject search, you're only searching in this one line right here. So you can see how subject searches can be much more specific and much more focused in on what it is you're trying to find is going to ultimately be what you're looking for. Now we're going to touch on how we go about searching for books and for ebooks. I think that you'll find that this process is actually pretty straightforward once you know which places to click. What we're going to do is we're going to use the library catalog to search for these books, but we have a way to be specific in telling the catalog where you need to look. What you'll end up doing is once you are directed to the library catalog, you'll click on Search, you'll choose the Books and Media link, and then once the catalog opens up, we'll have you click on Advanced Search so that we can specifically tell the catalog only look in the eBooks section. Once you do a search and you come up with a list of results for eBooks, you can click the book's title and then choose the link to see the full text further down in that record. You'll notice that we have at least 2 different ebook providers. All of those items are cataloged in our catalog, so when you look at the search button on our homepage and you see the eBooks link, you don't need to go to that. I do suggest you start with Books and Media because that allows you to search across both platforms at the same time, whereas the eBooks link is going to have you choose just one or the other. Let's take a look in a live screen how you would go about searching for eBooks. Now that we're on the library website, what we're going to do is we're going to navigate to the search button and we're going to come down to Books and Media. When I click on Books and Media, you can see that we're redirected to the catalog. And where we're going to go is over here to this cream colored box, and we're going to click on this first link that says Advanced Search. When I do that, you can see that there are several options available to us. There's keyword, title, author, subject, etc. But for the advanced keyword search, you have several different boxes, and down here you have limiters. Limiters do exactly what they sound like. They limit your search to the criteria that you specified. So if you don't change anything here, it's going to look in the whole collection that we have, both the hard copy and the ebooks. But if you limit your search, you can say, only look in our ebooks collection for this particular word or words. We're going to go back to that human trafficking example that I used in a previous clip, and using Ruth's tips from her searching strategy video, we're going to type in human trafficking in quotation marks. What you can see here is the catalog is coming back and it's saying we found 30 electronic books that have the keywords that you specified. You'll see down here that it tells you that the location is ebooks, so you know that truly that is what you've pulled up as opposed to a hard copy book. And this symbol over here also signifies that what you're looking at is an ebook. When you want to look at the ebook, go ahead and click on the title of that item, and you'll be taken into a record like I showed you a few minutes ago in my previous example. If you continue to scroll down, you can see those same elements present in the record. And when you get to this point in the screen, you see where it says click on the following to access book online. When I click on this link, it opens up a new web page. Now when you're off campus, this is the part where it would ask you to sign in with your username and password. Because I'm on the Spring Arbor campus, however, it's not asking me for login, but that is where you would be asked. What you're seeing on the screen then is the database that holds this book, and you can see on the left we've got the cover of this book, and on the right we have a linked table of contents. The great thing about ebooks is you can browse through it just as though the book was in your hands. So if you'd like, you can just use the arrows to flip back and forth. Again, you can scroll down so you can see the whole page. If you would prefer, however, because you have the table of contents that's hyperlinked, you can jump specifically to a section. So if I wanted to look at this child labor migrants chapter, chapter 4, I can click on that and jump directly to that chapter 4 on my screen. Sometimes it might take it a moment to think, but it will get you there. And another thing that you have at your fingertips is the ability to search this document for a particular word. So if you had a particular keyword in mind that you wanted to know if it was in here and what context it was in, you can type that in and click Search Document. If you ever want to use more advanced features that are listed up here, such as the highlighting tool or the bookshelf, you'll need to click on Sign In and create an account. We have a video in our tutorial section that will go into more depth on that, but I just wanted to point out that that option is available to you. You can see, however, that it's very easy to navigate within this book, and I think you'll find it very handy as an off-campus student to be able to see that full text book in front of you right on your computer.